Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our non-spoiler review for Soul. Soul is directed by Pete Docter and stars Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. In Soul, we follow Joe, a middle school band teacher whose passion for jazz outweighs everything else. Joe's day goes unexpectedly as he ends up in a different realm and meets 22. Soul is the latest addition to Pixar feature films, and unfortunately this was supposed to be in theater, but as you know, we are in a global pandemic, so unfortunately Soul is not getting a theatrical release and is going straight to Disney Plus, I think for now, and then eventually it'll be available on other VOD platforms, I believe.
Yeah.
I am not sure. Regardless, we loved the movie just right off the bat. This is a feel-good.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh. It has a lot of moments that'll tug at your heartstrings, but not quite ugly cry like we all did in Coco.
Yes, I do have to admit, that is something that Pixar does have kind of a reputation for. To where either in the very beginning of the movie, like in Up, where you just have those first 10 minutes that just crush your soul, kind of a thing, and you're just like ugly crying, or at the end of Coco where you're just ugly crying with the grandma. Soul does a really good job on giving you the feels, but not to an extent of you going and you like need Kleenex. This is just one of those, you can blink a few times. You
tear up, yeah.
You tear up, but you can blink and be like, okay, I'm fine, I'm good, kind of a moment. So I think that the balance of that throughout the entire movie was done excellent. Something else that I think that was incredibly well done was the casting of Jamie Foxx in this, because in certain interviews that I've seen, Jamie Foxx does have a passion for music and jazz, and he also played Ray Charles. So we know that he can play the piano, and there's probably some parts where it is actually him. So it gave us a better connection to the character of Joe. I think Joe's character, I think they did a great job on just fleshing him out, showing his passion, but then they did a really good twist with him to where it shows just how much he was kind of involved in his own life. It showed how everything kind of was like, oh wow, I really haven't noticed, the impact that I've had on the kids that I've taught. I haven't noticed that every time I talk to someone, it's always been kind of about my passions.
Me and jazz, yes.
Me and jazz. And they did a couple of really good scenes that just helped make the character of Joe grow.
Yes, I think with a lot of Disney films and Pixar films, there's always some sort of a lesson for the character or supporting characters to learn, or they're teaching each other, right? There's always those moments, but this movie does that extremely well because, like you said, there's a couple of twists. If you watch the trailer, you probably already know after Joe lands his first big gig, something he's always wanted to do, his day kind of ends up unexpectedly. If you haven't seen the trailer, we'll just leave it at that. And it goes, in the direction of Joe wanting to correct that and to kind of bring him back on the path that he thinks that he was meant to be on. But through this journey, he meets characters like 22, and he sees kind of the scenario from a different perspective, and it's a self-realization sort of a thing where he's learning, and you think he's seeing how things could play out if he paid attention to others' passions and talked about something else besides jazz, because that's all he cared about, and he's so passionate about it, which is so great. He so loves it so much, but it became a little bit of a tunnel vision for Joe.
Yeah.
Where nothing else kind of mattered to him, and he just was striving towards this one goal. And the movie really takes us on a roller coaster of, if you think they're gonna zag, they zig just a little bit to give you something a little bit different. And I really like that Joe as a character is so relatable. His story and his passion, and I'm not saying we all have to be passionate in jazz, but I'm saying think whatever of your passion is. Your spark is, and Joe goes on that journey, and you can kind of take that and relate to whatever it may be that you are passionate about and apply it to that and take a step back. And it's really, really interesting. I love, and you said in a couple of scenes, that really showed that really showcased that. And I think for me, it's the barbershop scene.
Yes.
We watched a little, I think it was like a featurette or something on Soul, and it was the animator.
Yeah, it was the guy who actually animated Joe.
And they talked about how they actually talked to the executives about the importance of this scene and the conversation that would take place within this setting. And it so makes sense. And when you see it, you get it, and it's probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
That it didn't make me tear up or anything, which is like a bonus because I can actually see the TV. But I love that, and the movie is filled with a lot of moments like that. And I think the pairing between Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey's 22,
yes,
it's spectacular because Tina Fey's got that comedy. You know, both of them can do comedy, but they can both do drama. So it plays really, really well when you need to have those really high, hilarious, wacky moments, or when you have those heartfelt moments where the character is just laying it out on the table, all of their feelings.
Yeah, and something that this movie does incredibly well is kind of subverting your expectations for what's going to happen next. I remember when I first saw the trailer, and all it showed was Joe getting the gig and then falling. And then I'm like, oh, come on. I don't want to see this.
Literally everybody's reaction.
Exactly. And then I saw a little bit more where he meets 22. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I find out what happens to the two of those characters. And then I'm like, okay, must be exactly what's going to happen. I was completely wrong. And I loved the little twist. And even though I'd seen a lot of clips, I'd seen a lot of trailers for this movie, it still surprised me.
Oh, yeah.
They did a good job on hiding the direction that they were going to go, and also, but yet keeping you on this path of self-discovery. So I highly recommend this movie. Even if you watch the trailers and you're kind of like, doesn't quite seem...
Yeah. I'm so sorry, I cut you off.
It doesn't quite seem like the kind of movie that I would really like to watch. Try and watch it because it is a delightful movie from beginning to end.
Definitely watch it, and also check out the soundtrack. It is you don't even have to like jazz, you're just gonna like it. It's so good. So with that said, let's go ahead and give our rating as if this movie had come out in theaters. And if you want to check out our movie rating, what is that called?
Our rating system.
Our rating, thank you. Lost for words. Our movie rating system, go ahead and check that out. It is in the description below. Dustin, what is your rating for Soul?
I'm giving this a check it out.
Yeah.
It is super cute, super heartwarming. It holds up to the Pixar standards. And it also is nice to watch a Pixar movie without coming out of the theater just looking like you had gone through a terrible breakup.
But it's okay because everybody comes out looking like that. Remember after Coco, every single person was sniffling.
Remember me?
For me, I love this movie so much. It has so much heart. It really takes you on a journey of, I think, even though we have the main character, Joe, it is centered around Joe. I feel like 22 is also like a main character as well, because they both have a really interesting story arc. I love the music. I love the animation is like so good, so detailed, and they really paid attention to all the little things that are really, really important. So for me, it's actually a see it opening night.
Catch it open.
Oh gosh.
See it opening night.
See it opening night. Catch it open, one of the two. The top tier one.
Opening night.
Yes, opening night. Well, you guys, that's it for this non-spoiler review for Pixar Soul. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed our review, don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.